Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just going to literally be filming the part 2 to my question and answer. I got a variety of different questions, like I said in the last video, in my DMs and anonymously, and this time I'm literally just going to be reading out the question and then answering it for you. So the first question is, how do you maintain your relationship? My relationship isn't perfect, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you like, okay, this is what you got to do, because it's not perfect. So it is hard, it's not easy, but picking your battles is a big thing. Before having Lewin, we'd find ourselves arguing over petty little things. So how we maintain that now is obviously really choosing your battles. If it's not worth it, literally just have some space, or like there's no need to make it into a massive argument if it's just so petty. Also, we've had to do that as we've got Lewin here now, so we don't want to be arguing around him. Like, Lewin comes first. So I definitely say it's really important to have time for yourselves, like between you and your partner. Obviously you're both parents, but you're also a girlfriend or a boyfriend at the same time. So having time away from Lewin, whether that be just at night time when we put Lewin down for bed, and then we just have some quality time. We might watch a film or order a takeaway or something like that. Also, away from Lewin, we make a conscious effort at least once a month to leave Lewin with a family member, and we'll go out, just the two of us, to just have that time together. Okay, so the second one is, overall, how was your pregnancy? Okay, so at the time I thought it was so bad. I was literally complaining every day throughout the whole 9 months, I'm not gonna lie. And only now after my pregnancy I'm realising how I should have embraced it and how I should have appreciated it, because I didn't really have many bad symptoms. I had no complications throughout my pregnancy. It just really wasn't that bad as I was making it out. And I don't think I appreciated, I don't know how to explain it, I didn't appreciate what was actually happening to my body. I didn't appreciate like how amazing it was that I was growing my child and they were inside my stomach. I just didn't appreciate it. I was always complaining like, ow, my back, oh, I'm so tired, oh, I've got no energy, when really I just had nothing to complain about. So overall, looking back now, my pregnancy went really well, and I think it suited me, to be honest. Looking back, I missed my bump. I just wish that I embraced it more. Okay, so what things did people not tell you about having a baby? I think everyone just missed out about stitches. Didn't tell me about that one, did ya? Yeah, I don't think anyone can prepare you for that, even if they did tell you. That was the most brutal part of the whole experience for me, even up until now. Now I've had the baby, the sleepless nights, everything, the stitches are still above them all. What things scare you about motherhood? What things scare me? I think it's scary how they grow up so fast, like so quickly. That's scary. Not scary, I don't know. I don't know. What things scare you about motherhood? I guess I'm scared. I know that all kids have bumps and bruises, and that most kids have been to A&E, but that honestly scares me. Lewin might even just scratch his face and it's got a bit sore, or it scabs over, and I'm literally like, oh my gosh, like it makes me panic. I'm like, what if it's going to get infected? Or I just go crazy. So I think I'll be scared when they like are running around, if they have an accident or something like that. That scares me. I feel like I'm going to be that mum. He's just going to be on his scooter, but he's going to be having a helmet, full arm pads, knee pads, the lot, because I am terrified of him hurting himself. How are your parents now Lewin is born? Okay, so obviously in my last video I told you their initial reaction was not the best. I don't know, I think they wanted more from me. They were a bit disappointed. However, I think I've showed them it was the right decision for me, and they definitely came round. My mum a lot sooner, I think. She was more supportive. My dad was in denial throughout most of my pregnancy. Even when I got a bump, he was telling me like, that's just wind, that's not a baby. However, now since Lewin's born, they completely love him. They're also my biggest support, and literally I wouldn't be able to do it without them. So they've let me stay in the house. They've offered me a spare room for it to be Lewin's. So Lewin has his own room, and they've just supported me in every way possible. So I literally couldn't be more grateful for my parents. Was Lewin planned or a surprise? So whoever asked me this question, I really like the way you worded it. He was definitely a surprise. I don't like it when people call children an accident. So yeah, he was definitely a surprise, and a good surprise at that. I definitely didn't plan Lewin, but evidently I wasn't taking the right precautions, and with that aside, I've never been more happy. What is your favourite part of your daily routine with Lewin? Well, I have two favourite parts, and I can't pick one, so I'm just going to tell you them both. My first one is when I wake up. I wake up, look at Lewin, and he's smiling, wiggling around. It's lovely. Also in the mornings, because I can barely open my eyes, I do put on like a TV programme like Rasta Mouse or Portuguese Noddy or something like that, and he just sits there so happy, smiling, like wiggling around. So that is one of my favourite parts. Also, the second favourite part is bedtime. I love bathing him, as he loves the water so much. Then once I've like creamed him and dressed him, I like to read him a story, and he's really interacting with the books. He's looking at all the pictures, and then he literally just goes nicely to sleep, and I just feel like I've done something, I've accomplished something at the end of the day. Yes, that's my second favourite part of my routine with Lewin. Why did you choose to breastfeed over bottle? So throughout the whole of my pregnancy, I had no doubts that I wouldn't breastfeed. Obviously breast is best. It's the best for your children. All the antibodies, all of that, it's just the best for your child. So I don't see why I wouldn't at least try it. So yeah, I had no doubts that I wouldn't be trying breastfeeding. The first 2 weeks is horrifying. It's literally awful. Your nipples are so sore. They might even be cut. It's literally like a needle pricks when they're trying to latch onto the boob. It is the most uncomfortable thing. But if you can get through those 2 weeks, if you're determined enough, after that, it's honestly amazing. I feel like that's how me and Lewin got our bond. Because when he's looking at me and he's feeding, you just have this connection. And also it's nice to know that if he's crying, or if he feels restless, or if he's hungry, that his mum is the one to calm him down, to bring him back to sanity. It's just a nice feeling. My parents always say to me, like, you're going to regret it in the future when you're the only one that can calm down Lewin. You won't be able to give him to other people, and at the moment you might like that, but in the future you're going to regret it. But I do love the fact that if Lewin's a bit restless, I either calm him down or I put him on the boob, and he just calms right down. Also, breastfeeding is extremely convenient. I don't know about you, I'm not very lazy, but I'm quite lazy, so I feel like it would be an extra chore if in the middle of the night I actually had to wake up, go downstairs, prepare a bottle, get it to the right temperature, give it to him. By that time he might even be screaming at the top of his lungs. I don't know, but that just seems like a whole lot of commotion that I just don't want to be involved in. So it's convenient that when Lewin is like searching for the boob in the night, I just put him on. That's it. I don't have to move, don't have to do nothing, and he's fed. Also, even if we're out, I haven't got to go ask anyone in a restaurant for some hot water or anything like that. Just put him straight on. It's just so easy. What type of things do you do to stimulate Lewin at such a young age? That's a really good question. At first I remember I was just saying I can't really do much with him, he's too young to engage, and I was completely wrong. So I've recently started introducing story time, which he loves. Taking him on walks, he'll look at the birds in the sky. I thought like, oh, it's not doing anything, but from when he's looking and it's making him think, stimulating his mind at the end of the day. I've recently started taking Lewin to a mother and baby swimming class. It might not be for all babies, but Lewin loves the water, as I've told you in my previous videos. He absolutely loves it. So in the water he was splashing around with his feet, and there was a lot going on. They give the baby like ducks and different things to focus on. In the water there was this bubble area where he was just looking at the bubbles. They sing nursery rhymes there. What else? Yeah, and it's a bonus when you take them swimming because they get extremely tired. As soon as I wrapped Lewin up in his towel and took him out the pool, he was off to sleep for about 3-4 hours, so I got a lot done that day. Singing to Lewin as he'll engage, and it's good for them to develop their vocabulary. He watches some TV programs. I like to put on, I don't know how to actually say it, I'm sure it's phonics or something. Phonics? Anyway, it's this. I don't know if you can see it.
A is for apple, apple. B is for ball.
And it just goes on and on, really. Don't get me wrong, it does do your head in, but he's engaging with it. There's colours there, alphabet, sounds, letters, everything. So I think it's good to stimulate their brains. He has a baby Einstein playmat. Literally, I could just list so many things to stimulate your baby at 3 months, but I just take up the whole video time. But yeah, I hope I give you some ideas. Okay, one thing you wish you knew before having a baby. Even if I knew this, I still would have had the baby. It wouldn't have stopped me, but I just wish I was fully aware of it. But it's the sleep. Through my pregnancy, I remember right at the end or throughout my whole pregnancy, my mum or Ed's mum was always telling me, you need to get some sleep, you need to, like when you can, have a sleep, or you need to rest. I didn't really listen, so I feel like near the end of my pregnancy I was out shopping. It's just making up errands because I was on maternity leave. I felt like I had to fill my days with things, but I wish I just listened and I rested, because when Lewin came I was extremely exhausted, and let's just say I can never get that rest time back. I can never get back that sleep that I missed out on. Literally, once you've had a baby you're going to be thinking, oh, in 2017 September, why didn't I just sleep like for 2 weeks? Why didn't I just stay in bed? Like, when I had the time, I wish I slept, especially leading up to giving birth. I'm regretting it right now, but I'm sitting here and I regret it. Okay, so the last question is, how did I get Lewin into a routine? I'd say the routine is going very well. He has a bath about 7:30. Then obviously I get him out, cream him, dress him, feed him, then read him a story, and I put him down. How did I get into that? Well, I've added the extras in, like reading a story and stuff like that now, but how did I initially start getting him into that routine? You had to be very consistent, because at first I give him a bath, then after I'd be wide awake and I'd be thinking like, no, you need to sleep right now. So then I kept thinking of ideas like, how can I get this routine together, how can I make it work? I made it a thing so that if anyone has Lewin, or even if I was with Lewin, after 5:30 I don't want him to sleep. You need to keep him awake. If he's tired, you're going to play a game with him. You're not going to comfort him like this and rock him so he's falling asleep. You need to keep him awake, otherwise it just messes up my routine. And and vice versa really. If it's his bedtime, I don't want anyone to play with him. It's sleep time. So just really making sure that you, your boyfriend, everyone around you is sticking to the routine and being consistent with it. That's how it's gonna work. I think that's how it worked with me. It's just being consistent. I had a problem at first, like putting Lewin down at bedtime. He used to sleep with me a lot, and as soon as I put him down, he'd be asleep for literally 20 minutes, and I'd be thinking, oh my god, just sleep with me because I need you to go to sleep because I'm going out of my mind. But then I realised I'm not putting him down in the daytime. In the daytime I'm still holding him, I'm watching TV or I'm doing whatever I'm doing, but I'm still holding him, so he's used to that. So now when he has a nap in the daytime, I make an effort. He's sleeping, he needs to go in his own bed, or I need to put him down somewhere, in his swing, on a cushion. I just need to put him down somewhere so he knows when he sleeps he's not with me. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here. I've answered majority of all the questions. Obviously some are a bit silly, so I just had to cut them right out. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. If you have any more questions, literally just ask me and I will answer them in the DMs, whatever, anonymously on that website. Just ask away. I'm here for if anyone needs any advice, anyone needs any tips, anyone just wants to chat, if they can relate to me, literally I'm here. So yeah, thanks for watching.